All right, welcome everybody. This is Dr. Kevin Drina checking in, and we are live with Synergy Solutions. And I want to say welcome to all the doctors that are checking in. Dr. Vesna, you made it. Perfect timing, as always. Welcome. Happy Wednesday, everybody, worldwide. And everybody at home, if you're watching, you're tuning in, please give me some feedback, how the volume's coming through, if you can hear the doctors, if you can hear me. We had a little trouble last week. Spent some time getting that rectified there on my end. A lot of updates and new tech and just little simple things, but all got worked out. So today we're talking about aligning with energy that you want to be. So to me, this concept starts way back in the early parts of chiropractic. There's a chiropractor down in Texas that was teaching about, for the doctors, holding the vision of the perfect health for that individual, and that literally would help them become that. Dr. George, Dr. Sasha, Dr. Vesna, have you heard of anything of that nature? When you hold that mind, you hold that image of how you know the patient can be, see that, so to speak, and then you apply that adjustment. I believe the person who speaks about it the most now is the zone technique. And he pulled, I'm trying to remember the name of the doctor. I wish I had that prepared in my mind. My goodness. Fleet, that's right. Dr. Fleet, correct. Yes. And boy, there's a pretty much a consciousness slash spiritual growth that program that developed from all that work. My goodness gracious. This is unexpected. This is really live, and this is unexpected as far as I was going to take this talk. But we were talking about beforehand the planetary energies and basically what's happening today. And because George said something that I heard the exact phrase in my studies this morning, I'm like, oh George, I better share this with you this morning. And he was kind of like in the fog of where to go, not suring where things are moving for his life. George, what were you pondering? You were just talking about what really gave you a lot of juice, a lot of joy in your day to day life, in the work stuff. Mm. Well, indeed, and you have what they would say lots of experience over the years. I mean, how long have you been a chiropractor now? 38 years, a doctor of chiropractic. And chiropractic, for those that are new to the game, so to speak, is a study of the brain and the central nervous system and its ability to integrate with life around it and adapt to it. To summarize, so I want to bring some acknowledgement to all chiropractors out there. There's ones that practice a very physical, mechanical understanding and model, and they teach that. However, we know it's intimately connected to the nervous system, brain tissue, and the absolute functioning of just dealing and working with life itself. So George, you talked about teaching, and that was what I started to share as far as the concept of there's this expansion happening, potential for it, and it had to do with things that we love and things that we need to refine. So we can't accept all the things that we love. We want to have kind of a selective. What's the best option, and what would be the grandest, most enjoyable, most beautiful time that you could do with your energy? And with George, perhaps there's a shift into teaching more. But what was, you had some recent experiences, and you just talked about how much juice in life it gave you, that bubbly, that good feeling, that happiness, right? So, right. Indeed. And that's do something. I apologize if the sound here. I'm going to pull something up to help demonstrate something I'm discussing. But George is noticing there's a realization of a shift happening. He doesn't know what it's all about and what it's for. So what I'm inviting everyone to investigate in themselves is essentially the same thought. And the reason I want to talk about it is it's our environment has created this harmony, this song of, okay, we have to change, we have to do something. So just like when we hear a song on the radio that brings us back to 20 or 30 years ago, well, this song that we're listening to now is asking us, this is the universal song, is asking us to contemplate what do we want to do and what's best in our life. Excuse me, that's the noise I was waiting for. There. And the reason I want to share that, and I'm going to do a couple buttons to switch over so I can show the doctors at the same time. See if I got it here. Yes. Is this website. Oh, and doctors involved in this too. Is this? Yes, perfect. And this website is called Solar System Scope, and it's a very nice website to demonstrate the position and movement of the planets. And so let me bring it into view here. All right, here we are. So this is today's date, and see if I can get a better. I'm going to back it up like 2 years. Back it up a couple years there. Hopefully, cooperate with. Go back a couple months. All right, so we got that, and then what we're going to watch here is I'm going to fast forward. Oops. You can see it moving in real time, and essentially in a not real time, but in a 3 days per second. Let's go like 6 days per second. Okay, so right now we're looking at December. We're in January 2020 here. Let me get a better. Let's see if I can get a grip on this picture. It won't work that way. So I'll just let it flow, let it fly. And you can see how things are moving around in circles. So here we're in March 2020, and I'll zoom it. And you can see, I'll pause here. Each of these planetary bodies that are moving are like electromagnets, and they have different frequencies. And so when they line up in certain ways, look at Pluto, Jupiter, Earth. That alignment is a powerful alignment there. Now, but we also have to contend, well, what's going on with Earth and Mars and Earth and Venus and everything else, and even over here, Earth and Neptune. And then what's over there, Earth and Uranus. So all these have a play and a pull that are basically giving us this tone of music that we all swim in. And so as it moves, well, there's different alignments. And so we're looking at days of movement per second. So this is gigantic motion right now. But you can see we're in June 2020 now. And then we'll pause it again right there. Boom. Other major alignments. Look at Jupiter, Pluto, and Earth. And now Mercury is involved. And Venus. And then something with Mars and Uranus. You can see there's alignments start to happen as Earth swings around. And so my point of showing you all these things is to begin to demonstrate the dance that is gigantic all around us, essentially creating and affecting our physical weather here on the planet Earth, which affects us as we know. But it also affects us on a more individual, smaller scale level. Excuse me while I'm trying to get the zoom window back up. So let's go over here to this image. And the doctors have seen this image before when it comes to the human body. And I'm showing the structure and function graph that goes to the chemistry and in the electromagnetic fields and the subtle energy field. Pardon me while I... So George, give me some commentary. What What gave you some insight? What showed you a few things that we've talked about over the last couple of weeks? What has become important? What's insightful for clients to learn? And what are you seeing? What are you hearing? Hmm? Yes. Right. Right. And now, so think of this. So think of writing a whole, I don't know what you call it, a whole suite of songs that go together and create this pattern. And what I was showing you was last year, a year ago. And so there's steps from 2020 all through 2020, all through 2021 that are gearing for this tremendous transformation. This week itself, today itself is the apex of the fulcrum point between the three-part component of transformation that we all as humans are going through. February, this week, today, and then Christmas Eve. And it has to do with things that we love, when it comes down to our work, our relationships, even how we see and love ourselves. This is so critical right now as well. And how we've worked on ourselves, our personal growth endeavors, and what we put our energy into in our investments. And we get to we're seeing all these major events happen this week as a major jolt point to the next 5 6 months of unfolding and launching. There's a decoupling of the old and I guess I don't want to say recoupling, but a coupling to a new group, a new system, a new way of life. Or we get to repeat if we fail to recognize our own mistakes in the past and not recognize our shadow self, or the self that we don't want to admit to, or those type of things. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it starts to get really interesting. George, go ahead. Be you now. Oh, I love that. Love that. I'll type that in chat. Be you now. Who agrees with that? Give a thumbs up to that. Love that one. You do you. So that's the point right now. Is we can get stuck in. Look, I'm bringing in a lot of conversation today with cosmology, but with also like personal growth and transformation. And then what we're going to do here in a few moments is energetically, we each have points of stuckness to the old, to the old pattern, to the old thinking, to the old way of being. And we get to nudge them with the techniques that we're using and release that pattern so that we can align with what we really want to be. My invitation for everyone today is in the different hats that you wear. I'm a father, I'm a brother, I'm a friend, I'm a doctor, I'm a Boy Scout, whatever those things are, all those different hats. I have feelings associated with those hats. Some are good, some are bad. Some are nice, some are not. Thousands of possibilities, whole entire spectrum of human emotion. And so when I consider what it's like to be, let's say, someone on a retirement version of me, well, if I have to investigate how I feel about that. And if I feel unease in myself, well, then I want to work on what does it feel like to have a great, wonderful, fulfilling, glorious retirement. what does that actually feel like and look like, and use that as a way to move towards aligning yourself with that good feeling. And I don't necessarily want to retire. I want to clarify that. How about I'm able to be free with my time and my money now, yet I can still contribute and serve those around me and who I interact with. I mean, that sounds like a wonderful retirement. I can adjust when I feel like to adjust. If the proudest chiropractor's out there. I don't necessarily want to have to get up at 6 a.m. and close the shop at 6 p.m. just to get by in the day. I want to be able to, live and love and serve in that way that is harmonious for everybody. So Vesna, I see you smiling. So I want to hear your thoughts about the conversation we've had so far. Yeah, I want to give credit to how I found out about it. And I talk about this guy all the time now, David Palmer. He's out in California, but he's the one who showed this website one of his programs. I immediately dove in to look at it, and it actually gave me context of what's happening versus just diagrams and people, discussing things. And with like Dr. George said, with the understanding that I've gotten through my studies of earth sciences and space sciences and all that, there's this electromagnetic forces going on. They're moving around us and causing these different. Well, I like to use music as an example, different tones, and we are vibrational beings. Dr. Sasha, your thoughts on our discussion so far? I'm going to drop in the chat for all the doctors so they can. Yeah. And I'll put it on the group chat for everybody at home. And then what we're going to do next is shift to the private members area only, and we're going to do the work. But for those of you at home, we do go live once a month, at least once a month. Sometimes we go live a little more. And we do the work with everyone for free. And this is part of the goodwill. But today we're going to be in the members area. So we're logging out here in just a minute on many of the channels that we're streaming to. But you can go right to the website. It's scrolling below here, and it's in the description. You can get access to the members area, get access to the other bonus content that's getting released real soon. I'm almost done building the members area. It's exciting because there's at least 15 programs involved in all that members area, and you will have different access. And some of it's free, some of it's a gift, some of it is paid content and paid classes. So that being said, I want to say thank you to everybody. Check out the website below, scrolling below. And this is for people that are interested in a different model. Excuse me, let me hit the right button here. Get the website up that I want to show. Is for those that are wanting, interested in holistic healthcare. Are tired of essentially the model of the mainstream medical system. Sorry if why I'm things at once. Pardon me. So, with that being said, go to synergysolutions.com, synergysolutionssessions.com right there, and you'll be able to get access. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in, and we'll be back in just a moment.